Dear chosen ones, some people move through life with a quiet kind of power. They don't speak much. They don't try to stand out. But when they enter a room, everything shifts. You can feel something in their presence, something deep. It's not about their clothes or their voice or how they carry themselves. It's something more. These people have seen pain. They've lived through things most can't even imagine. And instead of letting it destroy them, they let it shape them. They became stronger, smarter, and more aware. These people are the ones life didn't go easy on. They weren't born into comfort or constant love. They were tested early. They had to learn to protect their peace, their hearts, and their spirit. They had to learn how to walk through fire without getting burned to ashes. These are the chosen ones. Not chosen by luck, not chosen by fame, but chosen by pain, purpose, and survival. Chosen ones carry heavy things inside them. Not because they want to, but because life gave them no other choice. They've learned how to smile when they're hurting, how to lead when they're scared, and how to keep moving even when their legs feel like giving out. Most people don't know what they've been through. They don't talk about it. They don't need to. You just feel it when you're around them. They don't walk around asking for attention. They're not here to prove anything. They're here to live with meaning, with focus, and with a deep sense of truth. But even strong people have limits. Even the calmest soul can break. And when chosen ones snap, it's not loud. It's not wild. It's quiet, final, and powerful. It's not chaos. It's judgment. It's the moment they stop carrying what was never theirs to hold. One of the hardest things they face is betrayal from someone they love. They don't give their trust easily. They've learned to protect their heart. So when they finally let someone in, it's not just friendship or romance. It's deep. It's soul-level connection. And when that trust is broken, it doesn't just hurt. It changes how they see the world. Suddenly, the warmth they once gave without question becomes guarded. The open heart becomes a fortress. They don't yell. They don't make a scene. They just pull back. They disappear. The connection fades like it was never there. And if you've ever felt one walk away from you like that, you'll never forget it. You'll remember the cold, the silence, the empty space they leave behind. That's the cost of betrayal. Not a fight, but a complete removal from their world. Chosen ones also deal with being underestimated. Because they're quiet, because they don't brag, people often overlook them. They're seen as soft or unsure, when really, they're just thinking, watching, learning. They don't show everything they're capable of right away. And because of that, people doubt them, laugh at them, even try to walk over them. At first, they don't mind. They know their worth. But over time, it builds up. And when they decide to stop being silent, when they decide to show what they've been holding back, it's not for show. It's real. It's strong. And it leaves people shocked. The same ones who laughed are now speechless. The same ones who doubted them now want to be close. But by then, it's too late. That version of the chosen one is gone. What's left is someone sharper, colder, and unstoppable. Another thing that wakes up something deep in chosen ones is seeing innocent people get hurt. They can't stand injustice. Not because they're perfect, but because they know what pain feels like. They can't turn away when someone is suffering. They feel it like it's happening to them. They don't just care. They carry it. When they see cruelty, especially towards people who can't defend themselves, they don't just get angry, they get focused. They don't fight for attention. They fight because something in their spirit tells them they must. They become protectors, not of power, but of truth, fairness, and decency. And once they decide to stand up for someone, they don't back down. They don't care if it makes them unpopular. They care about doing what's right, even if they stand alone. Then there's the kind of pain that's harder to talk about, doing everything right and still getting hurt. Chosen ones try to live with integrity. They work hard, stay honest, help others, keep their head down, and push through. And yet, the doors stay closed. The recognition doesn't come. Others get the rewards they deserved. It feels like life punishes them for doing things the right way. But even that doesn't break them. It just changes how they move. After enough rejection, they stop asking. After enough disrespect, they stop waiting. They stop hoping someone will notice. They become their own validation. They start taking up space, quietly, firmly, without needing applause. And once they make that shift, they don't go back. They stop playing small to make others comfortable. They start building their own path, one step at a time. Fake love is another heavy lesson. Chosen ones have a certain light that draws people in. But not everyone comes with good intentions. Some come to take, to copy, to drain. They smile, they act kind, but their loyalty is fake. Chosen ones feel it. Even when they try to ignore it, the truth whispers in their gut. And once they truly see through the mask, they don't confront. They don't argue. They just leave. No goodbye. No explanation. Just silence. And that silence is louder than any scream. One day you had their energy, their support, their love, and the next you don't. Not because they're cruel, because they're done. They don't come back to check in. They don't give second chances easily. When a chosen one closes the door, it stays closed. And that absence? That's what hurts the most. Because you realize, too late, what you lost. People often think chosen ones are born that way. But they're not. They're forged. Built through pain, patience, pressure, and silence. They've lost things they never talk about. They've cried in rooms no one knew they were in. They've wanted to give up more times than they can count. But they didn't. And that's why they carry a different kind of strength. They move slower, speak less, watch more. They've learned not to trust easily, not to love quickly, not to expect too much from anyone. Not because they're bitter, but because they've learned. Because experience has taught them what empty promises sound like, what fake smiles feel like, what betrayal looks like in someone's eyes. So now they walk differently. Not with pain, but with purpose. Not to be seen, but to see clearly. And when they finally decide to rise, nothing can stop them. They don't need to announce it. They just become it. If this message finds you and it feels like it was written for your soul, maybe that's because you've been carrying things in silence. Maybe because you've been walking through your own fire. Or maybe because life has been trying to show you who you really are. You're not weak for feeling deeply. You're not wrong for being different. You're not broken because you haven't been understood. You're chosen. And chosen ones don't ask for the world's permission to be great. They become it anyway. Keep walking. Keep healing. Keep trusting your quiet power. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will wonder how you did it. And you'll just smile, not out of pride, but out of peace. Because you'll know you didn't survive just to survive. You survived to rise. Sometimes we don't realize what we had until it's gone. That kind of love, the deep, healing, soulful kind, doesn't just disappear. It lingers like a memory, like a song you can't replay. When someone truly loves with purity and heart, it's not just affection. It becomes a sanctuary, a safe space. But most people realize this only after they've lost it. And by then, it's too late. Because that kind of love doesn't return on command. It doesn't come back just because you miss it. Some doors, once closed, stay closed forever. There are certain people in this world who carry something rare, an invisible light, a peaceful strength, a presence that feels like medicine. They don't seek attention or praise, but when they walk into a room, things shift. You feel calmer, hopeful, lighter. These people are often referred to as chosen ones, not because they think they're better, but because their spirit operates on a higher frequency. They naturally lift others up, heal broken hearts, and inspire growth just by being who they are. Chosen ones are givers. They give their time, their energy, their compassion. They show up when others are hurting. They listen deeply, care deeply, and love without conditions. They give because it's who they are, not because they expect anything in return. But over time, they start to see a painful pattern. People love to take, but rarely give back. They come around when they need healing, comfort, or support, but disappear when it's time to give, to build, or to grow together. The chosen one starts to feel drained, like a well that's being emptied but never refilled. Slowly, they begin to pull back, not out of bitterness, but out of necessity. They stop responding to every call for help. They stop pouring their love into people who only show up when they're in crisis. They begin to protect their energy, realizing that not everyone deserves access to their light. When a chosen one goes quiet, it's not because they're weak. It's because they're recharging. That silence isn't a retreat, it's a reset. And when they return, they're not the same. They're wiser, stronger, and more careful about who gets their energy. What once flowed freely is now guarded, and for good reason. Purpose is a serious thing for a chosen one. It's not just a goal or a career path. It's a mission, a calling that was shaped through personal trials and spiritual awakening. They didn't stumble into it. It was born from pain, clarity, and deep soul work. So when someone mocks their calling, when they laugh at their dreams or doubt their path, it's not just insulting. It's spiritual disrespect. It's like laughing at something sacred. Chosen ones won't always argue or defend themselves. Often, they'll stay quiet and give others space to reflect. But if the disrespect continues, they activate something deep within. They won't fight you with words, they'll show you with actions, with progress, with growth. They rise so powerfully that those who doubted them are left speechless. What once looked like a joke becomes a reality too big to ignore. They don't just prove you wrong, they awaken something greater. Because when you challenge a chosen one's purpose, you're not fighting a person, you're challenging divine timing. And that never ends well. Peace is another thing chosen ones hold dear. But it didn't come easy. They fought for it. Let go of toxic relationships, old patterns, and inner demons just to feel calm again. Every moment of peace was earned. So when someone brings chaos into that peace through drama, manipulation, or games, it's not taken lightly. At first, the chosen one may stay calm, even smile. They may try to give grace, but make no mistake, that stillness is not weakness. It's control. They don't explode or cause a scene. They act with precision. They cut the chaos out like a surgeon removing something toxic. No arguments. No long explanations. Just distance, silence, and firm boundaries. And when they leave, it's not just their presence that goes. It's the energy, the harmony, the calm they brought. Suddenly, the room feels colder, louder, emptier, because their peace was never ordinary. It was sacred. And once you disturb that peace, you don't get another chance. The door stays shut. Another thing about chosen ones, they can sense what's real and what's fake instantly. They don't need proof. Their intuition speaks louder than words. They feel the truth in people's energy, not just in what they say. They can see past smiles that don't reach the eyes. They hear the emptiness behind praise that sounds sweet but carries no weight. At first, they let it slide. They let people wear their masks. But over time, when fake becomes too common and authenticity becomes too rare, they disconnect. They don't yell or make dramatic exits. They just fade away. No announcements, no goodbyes. They simply stop showing up. Stop explaining themselves. Stop trying to fix what was never real. It's not out of spite, it's survival. And when they disappear, the illusion begins to crack. The people who once fed off their authenticity suddenly feel lost, exposed. Because fake can't survive without something real to imitate. The chosen one doesn't chase anyone. Their energy is a magnet. It attracts what aligns with truth and repels what doesn't. If they stop drawing you in, it means you were never meant to stay. When they finally snap, it's not a meltdown. It's a moment of clarity, a line being drawn. They were never here to be used or misunderstood. They were here to build, to heal, to grow. And once their patience is gone, what comes next isn't anger, it's transformation. These people were built to endure storms, not become them. But when pushed too far, their silence speaks louder than any words ever could. So if you've ever crossed paths with a chosen one, remember this. They are not here to be taken for granted. They are not here to be mocked, drained, or disrespected. They are rare souls with ancient spirits. And if you're lucky enough to know one, treat their presence like the gift it is. Respect them. Learn from them. Or at the very least, don't disturb their peace. Because once you lose that connection, you don't just lose a person. You lose the light they brought. You lose the clarity, the calm, the growth. And that's not something you can replace. So if this message resonates with you, don't ignore it. Let it be a reminder to protect your energy, to value the real ones, to honor your path, no matter who doubts it, and to walk away from anything that costs your peace. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more light, more love, more people who choose truth over comfort. If you're one of them, keep going. And if you're still learning, keep growing. Your journey matters. Your energy is sacred. And your silence? Sometimes that's your loudest answer.